A new courtroom seemed unlikely, so we asked Judge McConnell what she had to look forward to.
Well, actually, we're looking forward to global warming because we think it'll help heat up the courthouse during the winter months.
As we left Department 1, it was clear that, although the rats may have been in contempt of court, Judge McConnell was still in firm control.
Now I'm going to go ahead and call the counter.
In some respects.
Before leaving the courthouse, we asked Pearl Taylor about recent developments in San Diego Fast Track.
I'm so glad you asked. These are our official San Diego Court local rules. We revise these nightly, and then they're available the next morning in the arbitration department.
Ms. Taylor then described perhaps the most radical development to hit the Superior Court in years.
Oh, by the way, John, as you know, Judge Greer is a great fan of rap music. He watches MTV every night, and he's coined a new phrase for the 1990s. It's bust a move.
Naturally, we were curious and asked Ms. Taylor to explain what that meant.
Bust a move? Oh, that just means move it, Buster.
Perhaps even more radical than the rap phrase coined by Judge Greer, Ms. Taylor told us about the new judicial wardrobe mandated by the presiding judge.
As part of the official attire for 1990, Judge McConnell has issued an order that all fast-track judges must wear their black robes, black hat, and the official bust-a-move sunglasses. And as Judge Greer would say, bust-a-move.
So now I understand that this is...
Reassured that San Diego committed to adapting to meet the changing times, we decided to meet with several of San Diego's private civil litigators to see how the other half lives. First, we drove to the landmark Mr. A's building to visit at the prestigious law firm of Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla. Our film crew arrived early, and when Mr. Bartolotta drove up in his brand new Aston Martin convertible, they were at first surprised. And then astounded. Mr. Bartolotta simply got back into his car and then, as if he didn't have a care in the world, drove into his private parking garage. Inside, he simply gave his keys to his firm's personal valet, while we spent a half hour looking for public parking. We wasted another half hour cooling our heels in the lobby, informed that Mr. Bartolotta was involved in an important meeting.
Oh, John, come on in. I can see you now. It's enough for now, ladies. Just a little afternoon respite from the rigors of trial work. High-pressure cases that we handle. You know how it is, John. We need to relax a little bit.
Suspicious about the incident involving the banana peels, we asked Mr. Bartolotta directly how he finds his clients.
Finding clients? I don't have to find clients. Do you understand who you're talking to? This is Vincent J. Bartolotta, Jr. This isn't Brian Monahan or Craig McClellan or Pat Frega. You know, those guys. They have to find clients. Clients find me.
Not persuaded, we tried another angle and asked Mr. Bartolotta whether his firm relied at all on walk-in business.
Walk-in business? Heck, John, if they can walk in, we don't want them.
Unbeknownst to Mr. Bartolotta, at that very moment, a second 30 Minutes film crew was positioned on the sidewalk and watched helplessly as this little old lady approached her slippery fate.
What? Let me tell you a story about Brian. Wait a minute. Kathy, some cards, please. Thank you.
Vincent J. Bartolotta. Okay.
That was cool.
Script did an article lately that had something to do with Vietnam or something like that, and that's just
Resuming the interview
truth.
as if nothing out of the ordinary had occurred,
We had a bet
Mr.
many
Bartolotta
years
explained
ago,
his
Brian
trademark
Monahan
lapel
and
flower.
Myself and a few of the other guys in town that are the plaintiff's lawyers, and basically it was something along the lines of the first guy that was able to get a million verdict and then a $50 million verdict, got the carnation and got the privilege to wear it every single day of his life as recognition of how great he was. Excuse me a minute. Kathy, another flower.
I'll be right there, Vince.
Now, what were we talking about? Excuse me.
We asked Mr. Bartolotta whether his firm believed in advertising or other marketing gimmicks.
Attorney advertising. Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla does not have to advertise. We don't depend on gimmicks. Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla doesn't depend on anything. As a matter of fact, excuse me, Kathy, another flower, please.
I'll be right there, Vince.
What was I saying? Oh, advertising? No. Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla doesn't have to advertise. We don't have to rely on gimmicks. We don't have to rely on fancy things. We don't have to do anything like that. We're not like other firms. As I was saying, John, at Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla, we don't have to rely on advertising. Excuse me again. Kathy, we're going to have a different case, not one of these PI cases coming in. I got a condemnation case coming in. I want a good flower for this case. It's a big one.
I'll be right there, Vince.
Much better, much better. Now, as I was saying, we don't rely on gimmicks to advertise at Thorsness, Bartolotta, McGuire, and Padilla, 236-9363. We don't have to do that sort of thing. We're just ourselves, and sometimes we need a special flower for a special kind of a case, so this comes from the County Administration Building. I think it looks rather well on me, given...
Finally, we asked Mr. Bartolotta about the $1,000 bet between him and Brian Monahan for who would return the first $1 billion jury verdict.
Bet? He calls it a bet? I call it a sure thing.
Hi.
To get the other side of the story, we went directly downtown to the brand new law offices of Monahan and Strauss. First, we asked Mr. Monahan about the bet.
$1 billion jury verdict. Would you care to comment?
$1,000? It's a $5,000 bet. And if Vince tells you one, he's chiseling again. Once again, he's chiseling.
Cynical from seeing Mr. Bartolotta in the banana peels, we asked Mr. Monahan how he finds his clients.
Attorneys, mostly. Mostly it comes from attorneys. That's where it comes from. Almost, I'd say probably 90% of the cases that we do comes from other attorneys.
Mr. Monahan cut the interview short, claiming he had to be in court.
Personally, this reporter was impressed, but like every good investigative journalist, I decided to stay near the scene to confirm the facts.
The neighborhood provided easy cover, and I didn't have long to wait. Mr. Monahan left his office with a briefcase and what appeared to be a trial exhibit. What we saw next was both surprising and shocking. With a callous disregard for public safety that could only have been motivated by a single-minded obsession with winning his bet with Bartolotta, Mr. Monahan revealed the truth behind how he really finds his clients. Beginning to believe there were no honest lawyers left, we made one final stop at San Diego's most prestigious law firm and visited with former bar president Craig Higgs.
Tell me, how is it that you're successful in bringing big cases into the firm?
Well, I don't know about those other guys, John, although you hear plenty of rumors about how they get their cases. As for me, there are three things. It's hard work, it's my unblemished reputation for honesty and integrity. Yeah, come on in. And it's frankly the results I get. They really speak for themselves.
Here, Craigie, I've got a couple of new cases for you. They're very good. They just came in this morning.
Oh, hi, Dad. Look, I'm really kind of tied up here. Can I talk to you later?
I'll put them on your desk. By the way, don't forget to call your mother this afternoon.
After a long day witnessing nothing but rats and sharks, we savored our one glimpse of a dying breed of selfless lawyer and left wishing for a prompt return to the good old days.